Welcome everyone to the class on how to win a listing presentation with 10 minutes of work, or how to create a 201 things I do to sell your home brochure. I've had other realtors who have made listing presentations to home sellers, and they've used the code listing presentation, or they've used their own handout of listing presentation materials. And at the end, they find that the seller thanks them for the great presentation and lets them know that you're going to talk to 2 other realtors before they make their final decision on whom to list with. Well, what to do. And my thinking, if I were a realtor, my thinking is I would spend 10 more minutes creating a 34-page pre-listing presentation brochure of the 201 things that I do, or I as a realtor do, to help sell your home. Again, it's not just a flyer, it's not just a couple of pages, it's 34 pages of what you do to help sell their home. And if all it takes is 10 minutes and it's a listing that you really want, why wouldn't you spend the 10 minutes to create this? So in my opinion, what do you think the seller will think of you after reviewing the many things that you do, the 201 things that you do to help sell their home? So let's look at what this 34-page brochure looks like. Let's look at one that I created previously called 2188 River Leah. So let's go get it. And by the way, it is a Word document, and I'm going to be sending out what's called the master, and I'm going to be sending out what's called the instructions, which you'll see in this presentation, so that you can create the same thing that we're creating here today. So here is, there's River Leah. So at the very beginning here, we've got a beautiful picture of the home of the customer that you're looking to win the listing presentation. And again, today I'm going to be using some of the features of agent marketing, but you're going to see here, you don't need agent marketing to create this. This could just be a picture that you took at the front of your potential seller's house. You'll see that it has a website. You'll see that it has a text number for them to get a mobile application for their home, their virtual tour, their brochure, all to download into a mobile app. And again, you're going to see here that if you don't use text messaging, if you don't create property websites, no big deal. This is a Word document. You delete what you're not using. But you're telling them, enclosed, please find a 201-step program that I've created to help sell your home fast and for top dollar. Dear owners, thank you for taking the time to review this package. You're going to be looking at the proven 201-step program. And again, if you look at the 201 steps and you don't do 10 of them, it's then a 191-step program. And I tell you in the instructions where the number 201 is located. And you'll go into those 3 pages and you'll reduce it from 201 to 191. I have questions that you should ask any realtor and so much more. Sincerely, and you would have your name, and you're going to sign this in beautiful ink for your seller. Obviously, a picture of you and your mission statement and your core values: honesty, integrity at all times, continually improving our services to exceed our clients' expectations. Then you're going to be talking about, and I'm not going to go through all 201 steps, but here is the amazing 201-step program to get your home sold fast and for top dollar. So again, it starts out, I'll read a couple of these. Research tax records to verify full and complete legal information is available to prospective buyers and buyers agents on the MLS printout. You're going to complete a list of repairs and maintenance items that you might find that need to be addressed before actually putting it on the market. My neighbor across the street from me here in Florida, he just listed his home for $3.2 million. The realtor said, here's the list of repairs that I think you need to make before we actually start having showings. Prepare showing instructions for buyers agents that agree on showing time window with you, the seller. Explore methods of pricing your property below comparable value to bring the most buyers to your property quickly. Offer a broker's open house to promote your property to local realtors and their customers to maximize showings. You, the realtor, Yvonne King, Bobby Carlson, is the exclusive realtor for this property in Naperville or wherever the property is located. This produces additional potential customers for you. In other words, you're also telling them that you're not in a conflict. You're not in a dual agency. You are the exclusive selling agent for this property. Provide open houses with a licensed realtor at your request. Handle paperwork if price adjustment is needed. Assist the seller with identifying, negotiating with trustworthy contractors to perform any required repairs. Again, going back to my neighbor across the street, the customer didn't know, my friend, the neighbor didn't know contractors that could quickly come. They could come maybe in a month, but they couldn't come quickly. And here, because of the realtor and the relationship the realtor had with various contractors, they were able to get the work done in a timely basis to get the house listed for sale. Schedule the appraisal. And you, the realtor, is a devoted full-time realtor. You're not a part-time real estate agent. And your designations include, if you have any designations, you can, you'll be putting them in. You'll see in the instructions. And again, if you don't have designations, you're going to take that out. You're going to delete it. In addition to the 201 things you're saying, all agents are not equal. Professors have doctorates, physicians have medical degrees, realtors have designations. And so ask about their designations. And as you saw, one of the last things in the 201 things are a list of the designations that you hold near and dear to you. There's also an easy exit listing agreement within your document. It says that for whatever reason, you may cancel this listing at any time. No hassles, it's easy. You can cancel your listing. You can relax knowing you won't be locked into a lengthy contract. There's only one restriction. We ask that you voice your concern and give us 7 days to try and fix the problem. If after the 7 days, so again, you're letting them know that you're not going to keep them into a 6-month contract if they're not happy with it. Again, if that's not something you or your agency can agree to, it's a Word document. Delete this page. It's no longer 34 pages. It's 33 pages. Suggested questions for listing agents. Again, my neighbor even asked me, and I expanded on this. My neighbor asked me, Glenn, I'm going to be interviewing 3 realtors. Can you give me a list of questions I should be asking them? I don't really know what to ask. So I gave him this, plus I expanded it to 50 questions. And he goes, wow, you really have got quite a few questions for a realtor. So if anybody's, by the way, as an aside, if anybody's interested in those 50 questions, please feel free to email me or email Tony Marino, and he'll be happy to get those into your hands. Again, in your document is fact versus fiction. So here again is helping them understand more of what is fact, what is fiction. There's 5 essential ingredients that comprise the formula for a successful sale: condition, location, market, terms, and price. And then you go into each one of those categories, such as condition, such as location, such as market, terms. And lastly, price, because price is the most important factor in the sale of your home. You don't want it to be too high, you don't want it to be too low. So you're talking a little bit about the price, that you can't afford any guesswork, that you're going to use the latest computer technology or an in-depth knowledge of the market, of the neighborhood, to help them identify what is a good price for their home. You got some pricing guidelines that you're going to go through with them. You're also going to be talking about thinking about selling. What are you most concerned about? Not concerned to very concerned. What are you concerned about? Advertising, open houses, showing procedures, pricing, closing costs, commission, security, buyer qualifications. A great way for them to tell you what's of concern to them and what is of not concern to them. The benefits of proper pricing, the drawbacks of overpricing. Again, here we're talking about, you're letting them know that you've created a text message number. If you're using the agent marketing system, every time you create a property website, or if you have your own agency has a property website system, many of them have a text number. Text this number to that number. In this case, we changed the number to a literal called River Leah, and it's text to 79564. What does that do? Most realtors put that on a sign writer, as you see here. The sign writer then goes on the yard sign, and as people drive by, they see, for more information on this particular home, text River Leah or the number to 79564. What does it do? It downloads into the person's cell phone the photo gallery, the virtual tour, what's nearby in the neighborhood, brochures. All of that is downloaded in their phone, and at the same time, the realtor, you, will get a notification that this cell phone number just texted for information on your listing at 123 Main Street. Again, if you're not using text messaging, if you're not putting it on a sign writer on your yard sign, it's a Word document. Delete this. It's no longer a 33-page document. It is now a 32-page document. Here is your home buyer Facebook listing page. If you create a Facebook listing page for your client, which again, this might separate you from other realtors, it's not that difficult. It's a business page that you create. Obviously, the cover image for that Facebook listing page is, say, the most prominent. You can ask your client, what is the most prominent room in your home? Oh, the kitchen. That becomes the cover image. And then you can also, the profile picture can be the front of the house. If you're not going to create a Facebook listing page, delete this page. It's a Word document. Now you have a 31-page document. Internet exposure. Well, of course, you as realtors, don't you put all of your listings into Zillow, into Realtor.com, possibly into Trulia. So you put your listings into various and sundry realtor sites. And again, if you're using agent marketing, if you're using your realtor, your agency's, if they have a website system, you might be posting them into Facebook, into Twitter, into LinkedIn, into Instagram. If you use agent marketing, there are classes under my gmarino.valuedlender site that teaches you how to post your property websites, your listing, into 7 of the busiest social media sites. Again, this could be a big deal for your seller as compared to the other two. Are the other two realtors posting them into social media sites and giving them the greatest exposure out there? Not only realty sites, such as Zillow and Trulia and Realtor.com, but are they also getting them to Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Twitter, etc.? Are you creating a Facebook neighborhood page? Again, most realtors are not. So again, I would delete this then from your document, and now you have a 30-page document that you're going to be handing to them. Then you're going to be talking to them what you do for contract and negotiation. You're going to help them in deciding how to respond to either accept the offer, reject the offer, or make a counter offer. Again, it's something that's second nature to you, but it's also nice to express it in words, that together you're going to work through the offer and let them know what's good about it and what should be changed in the offer. And then you're going to be going through what I call some common myths. My team sells a lot of real estate. Perhaps they're too busy to pay attention to my little listing. Well, the truth of the matter is, just as great restaurants are always busy and superior doctors have heavy patient loads, our team's success in marketing and selling homes has resulted in a busy schedule. But just like good restaurants and doctors, we've assembled a team of top-notch people to assist with all the details. And again, you're going through myths and truths. Helps them feel more comfortable that you're the person that they should be listing the home with. Then if they have any questions, selling your home is a complex process. It's only natural for you to have some questions and concerns. Don't hesitate to ask me questions. Please put down questions that I can answer for you, because I will check back with you, hopefully before they make their final decision, and see if I can answer any of these questions. Again, when you purchase this home, You did so for some very specific reasons that might help me, you sell it as well. In other words, why did you buy this home 10 years ago, 5 years ago? I would be putting that into the MLS comments. Maybe it was something that had great canopy streets with beautiful mature trees, with ponds surrounding the property. You know, there's all sorts of reasons people bought their home. Why not ask them for their reasons? Did the other realtors ask them for that? You're asking for it. Once again, trying to make you stand out. And are you ready? Meaning that I'm also going to be able to capture for you anyone who's ready to get pre-approved by having them fill out some small paperwork or give them our mobile application and get them pre-approved. So having shown you what it looks like, let's now get into the meat of this. Let's see if we can't produce this within about 10 minutes. We're going to go over here to, there's two forms I want you to see. One is the master, which I'll be sending out to you. This is the master, which we're now going to make modifications to. And the other one is the instructions, which here's the instructions. So let's take a look at what it's talking about. It says, bring up the pre-listing presentation master. I just did. It is a Word document. Do not write on the master. Keep the master for each and every time you get a listing. So please copy the master each time you prepare a new document. While in Word, click the Replace tab. Insert the text as noted in 2.0 below. These are the things we're going to be looking to find your company, and we're going to replace it with your company name. So it says insert the text as noted in 2 below in the find and replace boxes to make your changes to the document. After inserting the find and replace inputs, click the replace all button to make all the changes throughout the document. Okay, let's make this understandable. So what we're going to do is the very first thing we want is we want to go to your company, and we want to put in your company's name. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use, let me go over here. I'm going to use Robert Ellis's property. Let me see if I can find it. Well, this is actually the G Marino valued lender site where all these recorded realtor classes are. So again, we talked about if you've used, if you have a listing presentation from your agency, great. If not, check out class 1, the killer listing presentation. It's pretty doggone good, and it might help you win listing presentations. If you're also looking on how to post to social media, go here to class number 4, how to post your listings into 7 of the busiest social media sites. Okay, I'm looking for the property that we've made a listing presentation to them. We want to win this. We want to beat out the other 2 realtors. We're going to use this Wabanzi Avenue C. It's listed in Chicago for $975. Assume that we just created the property website for the listing presentation. All right, so the first thing I want to do is I'm going to go to my master, and it said in the instructions, go to the find and replace. Do people see across the top here, do you see find and replace? Just to the right-hand side of the document, find and replace. And the instruction said, click replace. Pretty easy. Okay, and then it said let's go back to the instructions. I want to make sure I'm picking up. I think it just said your company, but it has to be exact. You can't miss. So let's go over here. It says your company. Cool. So let's go back over here to our document, to the master. And so we're going to take, and it has to have those carets. Do you see the caret in front and the caret in back? That's telling the computer it's called it's a variable. Wherever it finds that variable, we want it to change it to where we say replace with. So find what? Find your company. And the company here happens to be, because Robert Ellis is with Home Smart Realty Group. Cool. And then the instruction said, after you put the inputs in, find what? Find your company in the document. And wherever you find that, replace it with HomeSmart Realty Group. And it said, click replace all. So if it finds it once, twice, 9 times, it's going to replace that. So click replace all. And it comes back, all done. We made 11 replacements. So 11 times in this document, there was your company with the carets, the variable, and now it says HomeSmart Realty Group. Very cool. Okay, so let's go back to the instructions. Instructions say, click find your name, and it should be your first and last name. So this is going to be Robert Ellis. So let's click your name. Let's go back to the master. Let's go to your name. Replace company with name. And we're type in the name of the realtor. His name is Robert Ellis. And it says click always replace all. Click it. And all done. We made 9 replacements. So 9 times in that 34, 33, 32, 31 page document, it now says Robert Ellis. Cool. Next, let's go over here to our instructions again. It says now put in the website name or skip and delete it. Again, I'm going to use the agent marketing site. But again, if you don't use if you have, or your agency has a website that they let you use to create property websites, and you created it, for your listing presentation, great. Use the name of the website. If you didn't, no big deal. Skip it. We're just going to delete that out of the document because there's no need to present it to them. There's 30 other pages that have relevant information that's going to make you stand out. Okay, so in this particular case, let's find what the name of the website is. So let's go over here. And the name of the website got a beautiful website here. It's 2336 wabanzi.youcanbuyme.com. So that's the name of the website. So I'm going to copy it. I'm going to go back to the instructions real quickly because I want to know what the variable has to say exactly. It says website name. Okay. So now I'm going to go over here to the master. And I'm going to put in website name. Site name. And the name of the website is, because I copied it, now I'm going to paste it. There's the name of the website. And the instructions always say click replace all. I clicked it. And it says it made 2 replacements throughout the document. Great. Perfect. Next, let's go back to our instructions. The instructions say, what is your city name? This property happens to be in Chicago. If it's in Naperville, if it's in Arizona, wherever the city is, you can put in the name of the city. So your city name. So let's go back over here to our master. I'm just trying to scroll back up to the very beginning. Okay, and again, I just want to make sure that on the instructions it said your city name. Yes, that's what it says. Okay, so let's go back to the master. And we need to put in your city name. And the city happens to be Chicago. Okay, and you're going to click replace all. They found 2 replacements. Very good. Next, let's go over here to the instructions. After your city name, it says your local newspaper. Okay, so let's go to your local newspaper. Let's go to the master. Your local newspaper. Type in, that's going to be our variable, local newspaper. And you can pick what you want. Today I'm going to pick Chicago Tribune. You pick whatever local newspaper is in the city where your listing is, and you hit replace all. You found one replacement. Very good. Let's go back over here to our instructions. And after local newspaper, it says awards and designations, or delete. Again, remember that last item, item 201 out of the items that you do to help sell their home, indicated your designations. If you have designations, then you're going to put them in there. I'm going to skip that for right now, but I mean, you would put in awards and designations, and then you would type in 2022 Realtor of the Year Award. Or if you have a particular designation, that you're an investment type of realtor, whatever your designations are, you can put those in the replace with in that particular find and replace. So let's go to your phone number, your cell phone number. So let's go to your phone number. So I want to come over here to the master. Your phone number goes into the literal. Okay, and let's go find what Robert Ellis's phone number is. And if I scroll down here, he's at, let me see here. He's at 312-576-4416. So let's go back over here to the master. And I'm going to type in here 312. That was 576-4416. Very good. Replace all. And it found one replacement. Very good. Go back to the instructions. We're almost done. Text number. Okay, I'm going to put one in because Robert Ellis uses text numbers. If you don't, you're going to skip this and you're going to delete that one page that showed that you use text numbers. So I want it to be text number is going to be the variable. So let's come over here and we're going to replace this with text number. And the text, let's see what we can find there. I go over here to Robert's site. His text is 707-5777. Okay, so I'm going to go over here to, in case anybody has never seen this, you may want to put into your mobile phone, the 2 is 79564, and you can text to 707-577 and see what happens. It downloads the full property website into it's amazing to the seller to see this. And maybe I'll demonstrate it to you after I put this in there. So it's 707-577. So okay, so let's go over here to the master. So it's 707-5777. Replace all. Found it twice in there. Hit OK. Now, what I'm going to do is, let's see if my cell phone is hooked up here. So I'm going to just show you by what it looks like to the seller. So my phone has been unlocked. So let's go to text messages. So here's messages. So if I were to text, the recipient, remember, is right here in the middle here. It says 79564. So 79564. And the message is 707-5777 and hit enter. And it should come back with, okay, here it comes back with, there's a picture of the front of the house. And if I want to see the full property website, I click on where it says pics, mobile app, click it. This is my phone. And so now this is in my phone, this is in the seller's phone. And when they click the drop-down button here, they can get to the photo gallery, the virtual tour, what's nearby in the neighborhood, maps, brochure, all so cool stuff. So again, if you're not using text messaging, you might want to consider that. You might want to consider getting a free agent marketing account through Tony Marino. And all you got to do is contact Tony. At the end here, I'll give you his contact information. Okay, so let's go back to the instructions because we're almost done there. Text number, name, seller's name. Okay, so this is a property at, let's see here. This is at, let me go back to the website itself. It's 2336 West Wabansia. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go to the instructions. The instructions say type in name. Okay, so I'm going to go to the master. The variable is going to be name. And what I typically do is, most of the time you may or may not know their name, but to be very polite about it, I just put owners of 2336 Wabansia. Cool. And I hit replace all. It says it found one replacement. Great. I think we got one more on the instructions. Let's go over here. Your county. Okay, well, this happens to be in Chicago, so that's Cook County. So the variable says your county. So let's go over here to the master. By the way, do not do this find and replace while you're in the instructions, because find and replace it will act on the document that's behind it. You don't want it to work on the instruction page. You want it to work on the master. So here, this is going to be, again, it's going to be your county. Very cool. So let's go over here to the master. Type in the variable called your county. And the county is, replace it with Cook County. Okay, replace all. Found it in one place. Fantastic. Now let's go back to our instructions. Instructions then say, you can get rid of this for a second. The instructions say, delete any of the 201 steps you will not perform and adjust the total number of steps on pages 1, 2, 4, and 11. So for sake of demonstration, let's assume if we were to go to the top, and let's just say for sake of discussion, you're not going to do that 201, that you're not going to have designations. Okay, so Robert Ellis is a devoted full-time realtor, not part-time, and we didn't put any designations in here. So what you could do is, this looks good to me, except for this line here. So what I would do is I would delete this line. He can still use the line because he's a devoted full-time realtor. Your benefits include my expertise in a wide range of market areas to promote your home. Cool. All right. So again, and if we had deleted the whole thing, it said delete on pages 1. Let's move this up. So on page 1, if you had deleted the whole thing, this would become what? Instead of 201, become 200. I'll leave it at 201 because we really didn't delete it. Page 1, it said page 2, here's 201, change it to 200. It said page 4, here's 201, change it to 200. Very easy. The instructions walk you through it. So then next, on the instructions, it says Google and download the TechSmith Capture. It's free software. Capture your website's homepage, whichever picture you're using, and copy and paste it into page 1. Or if you're not using, again, you don't have to be using agent marketing, you don't have to be using your company's property website system. Just take a picture of the front of the seller's house and paste it into page 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go to this website. I'm going to use, get this out of the way. I'm going to use, I already have it downloaded. This happens to be TechSmith Capture. A little red ball comes up. It says, this is TechSmith Capture. You click it. It's free software, so feel free to, after class, go get this. And what you do is you outline what it is that you want to put. What is it that you want to capture and copy? I want to capture and copy this. So with this, I'm going to say capture the image, and I'm going to say copy it. Then I'm going to go back over here to my Word document that we're working on. And it says delete this image and copy an image here. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to get rid of this. That's just an editorial comment to help you. It's on the master. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here, this picture, left click, I'm going to right click and paste his new image. With that, I clicked inside it. Now I got these sizers on the corners. I'm just going to grab the corner and just make it a little bigger. Okay. So this looks really nice. It kept it nicely. So this is the cover page. And what I do is I usually put them inside where it's the cover sheet is a clear cellophane type folder. It's 3-hole punched on the side. And so when I hand it to them, they see their home. And again, if you don't have this is from the website. If you don't have a website, it's the front picture of their home. If you're not using a website system, delete this, see the website. If you're not using text messaging, delete the next sentence here. The rest of it still flows very nicely. Okay, so let's go back to the instructions. So we put a picture of the front of the house on page 1. Now we have to copy your picture. Every realtor has a headshot of themselves. And you're going to paste it on page 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here because Robert Ellis has a picture of himself right there. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to go back over here to his 34-page brochure. And on page 3, that's 1, 2, page 3. That does not look like Robert Ellis to me. So you left click, you right click, and you paste. And there's Robert's big picture. I want to make it smaller. So I left clicked inside, I grabbed the corner, and I'm making them smaller. And I'm making them smaller. Let's see how it blocked it. Nope, I still got to make them smaller. The reason I have to make them smaller is because this core values went over into the next page. I want it all on one page. So again, just grab one of the corners, bring it in a little bit, and he's perfect. Okay, and then you take out, this is an editorial for you. This is your photo. You don't need to just get rid of it. Cool. So now go back to the instructions. Copy the picture and paste it. We did that. Now decide if you're deleting any pages. Are you deleting page 12, designations? Are you deleting page 24, text message number for mobile application? Are you deleting page 25, Facebook listing page? Are you deleting page 27? You all know how to highlight and delete, or just delete the page and make sure that everything then blocks real well. So that is as hard as it gets, but now let's take a look at the final product. So here is the final product. Because I talked a lot, it took us a little bit more than 10 minutes, but here is, I want to win this list. This is a $945,000 listing. I'm sure Robert wanted to win it. And if you're similar, you're going to want to win. And if you can just easily go through, find and replace, find and replace, find and replace, put a copy of the front of the house of the person that you're trying to win the listing for on page 1. This is a beautiful, and your cover is clear so they can see this. It's not hidden. It's not in a folder. It's in a 3-hole punch system. So they see this through the clear cover. It says, "Dear owners of 2336 Wabansia, thank you for taking the time. Sincerely," Robert's going to sign his name right there. Big picture of Robert so they know, yep, that was the gentleman that was there on last Thursday. And look at what he does. It is the mission of HomeSmart Realty Group, blah, 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 blah. And this is Robert Ellis's amazing 201, 200, 199, 198 steps. Go through these. If there's anything you don't want, all you have to do is put the cursor there and start, back, just delete it. Okay. And it continues to the very end. Again, if he doesn't have designations, he's going to delete this page. Just put your cursor here and start deleting all this. And then make sure that the following page where it says announcing HomeSmart Realty Group's easy exit starts out at the top, that it's not between 2 pages. And suggested questions, fact, condition, location, market terms, pricing. Looks great. Well, I'm going to stop here and just ask if there's any questions. Is this something that you can easily use with a set of instructions and a master? Anybody got any comments? If not, you guys have been great today. I do highly recommend a couple of things before we say goodbye. Let me go over here to our sheet here today. So how do you create your own? You have to start with a master template that I'll send to you, as well as the template instructions. How do you get your free agent marketing account? Call Tony Marino at 847-804-1059 or t.marino@gofcm.com. And the thing that I might recommend that is not on here, there's a couple of things that in today's marketplace that we're finding that are resources for buyers. we're finding that buyers are having more trouble getting their offers accepted because of multiple offers. They're losing out. So one of the things that you could be looking at, and I'll just put a couple of them up here. Oops. Let's just go here. One of them is called sure to close. And a sure to close means that we guarantee that your customer, if not only do they get pre-approved, but we send a full application into underwriting, and within 24 to 48 hours, they're completely underwritten, you will get a guarantee. We guarantee the earnest money up to $10,000, and we guarantee that they will go to closing. What does that mean? That means that the realtors can then they don't have to put in that the offer is subject to financing. They can make it look like it's a cash offer. So if your customer is competing with 2 or 3 other offers, work on the sure to close with Tony such that you'll get back not only an underwriting approval, but we're guaranteeing that you'll go to closing, and we guarantee the customer's earnest money up to $10,000. Very cool. The other thing that we're finding that people are enjoying is called down payment assistance. And that's up to $10,000. And again, it's been helping a lot of people. All they need is 2 green lights. They need to have a 640 or better credit score, and they need to make less than $129,000 a year, both of which seem very reasonable in order to help people get $10,000 for down payment and closing costs. I think what I'll do is I'll stop here. There are other buyer resources. Please contact Tony to discuss them in further detail. Again, I'll just put it out there. Any questions, please feel free to unmute yourself. Otherwise, I will wish all of you a wonderful day, and thanks for being here today. We'll send out this recording so that you can review it at your leisure more slowly. Feel free to make that 34 pages and win that listing presentation for your next listing. Have a great day. Thank you.